All right, welcome. If you're here, you're probably dreaming of becoming a master of the fade, a true artist with the clippers. In this explainer, we're going to get right into what it really takes to be a professional barber, and it goes way beyond the chair.
So, you want to be a barber, right? You've got the skill, you've got that creative spark, and you're ready to get started. But hold on, before you even think about plugging in those clippers, we got to talk about the rules of the game.
That's right, this isn't just a hobby. Being a professional barber comes with some pretty serious responsibilities. It's an amazing craft for sure, but it's also a regulated career, and that's all about keeping everybody safe and looking their best. Okay, let's get into it.
Think about it. Every professional sport has a rule book. Well, the world of barbering is no different. There's an official rule book, and these aren't just, friendly suggestions. They're the law, and they exist for a very, very good reason.
So, meet the referee. In Florida, the group that calls the shots is the Barbers Board. Their entire job, according to the law, is to protect the public. Think of them as the guardians of the profession. They make sure every single shop and every single barber is on the up and up.
So, what are the biggest fouls you can commit in this game? The law points out some really specific, major screw-ups that can get you kicked right out of the league. So let's break down the 3 fastest ways to get a big old red card from the board.
First up, we've got something that sounds pretty serious: gross malpractice or gross incompetency. And yeah, it is. The key word to focus on here is gross. It means a major, serious, really bad mistake.
Yeah, we are not talking about a slightly uneven fade here. This is about mistakes that could actually hurt someone. Imagine using dirty, unsterilized tools that could give a client a nasty infection. That's the level we're on. It's the kind of thing that doesn't just put people at risk, it can absolutely tank your reputation and your career.
Okay, the second big no-no is a huge one, and it's all about public health. The rule says you absolutely cannot practice barbering if you know you have something contagious. I mean, you're working super close to people all day long, so this rule is just common sense.
The main point here is that your job is more than just the haircut. If you're sick, you stay home. End of story. Honestly, it's a mark of a true professional. It shows your clients you respect them and care about their health, and that's how you build a loyal following.
Now, this third way to get that red card, it's a little different. It's kind of like a catch-all category. It basically says you can get in trouble for breaking a whole bunch of other rules that are listed in another part of the law. Let's see what some of those are.
This whole section is about being legit. You can't work without a license. That's the big one. You can't use a fake one, you can't hire someone who doesn't have one, and you can't run an unlicensed shop. And why? Because that license is proof. It's proof that you've met the state standards for safety and skill and make sure everyone is qualified and accountable.
Okay, so we know the fouls, but breaking these rules isn't just bad form, right? It comes with some real consequences. So let's talk about what happens when a barber actually gets that red card from the board.
First things first, this isn't just a slap on the wrist that you can forget about. When the board steps in and takes action, it becomes a permanent part of your professional life. Let me show you what I mean.
The law could not be more clear about this. It says, and this is a direct quote, "The board shall keep a record of its disciplinary proceedings." That means any little slip-up, any violation, it goes down on a permanent file that can follow you for your entire career. And the board has options. They can hit you with a reprimand, which is basically an official warning. They can suspend your license. Think of it as being put in timeout. They can straight up revoke it, which is game over. And to top it all off, they can hand out some pretty hefty fines for every offense.
And speaking of those fines, there's one more really critical piece to this whole thing. If you get fined, you can't just brush it off and hope they forget about it. It doesn't work that way.
The law is super direct about this. The state will not, I repeat, will not issue or renew a license to any barber or shop that has outstanding fines. It's pretty simple, really. You pay what you owe, you can get back to work. You don't? Well, you're going to be stuck on the sidelines for a while.
Now, I get it. This might all sound like a lot of heavy stuff. Fines, records, getting your license suspended, but I want you to look at it a different way. These rules, they're actually a really good thing.
I'm serious. This whole system is built to make the barbering profession strong and respected. Sure, it protects clients from getting hurt, but it also protects you, the professional, from unfair competition. It ensures that the career you're working so hard to build actually means something.
When everyone plays by the rules, clients can walk into any licensed shop and feel confident that they're in good hands.
That trust is everything. It's what turns barbering from just a gig into a respected profession. And of course, it keeps everyone safe and healthy, which is the most important thing.
Look, understanding these rules is your first real step. It's about way more than just being talented with a pair of scissors. It's about committing to a high standard of responsibility. So the only question left is, are you ready to step up and be a true professional?